Hello, everyone, and welcome to the movie show. I'm your host, Tyler Calkins, and today we're going to be doing a trailer reaction for the Black Widow trailer. As a Marvel fan, as I think many of us are, the excitement for this film is building. I am not personally as excited for Black Widow as an individual film. I just thought she was a nice addition to the Avengers team, but maybe, wasn't didn't have enough of a story to fill a film. And I'm mistaken about that, obviously, because there is some backstory in Age of Ultron, and that could seem kind of interesting, but I just didn't know where the hype was for this movie. And I know Marvel fans are going to be excited. That's how this goes. I just don't know. This is a weird film for Marvel. Obviously, Endgame is just this triumph of a film, and it's unique and it's special, and Far From Home was kind of a dessert, but even that film felt a little bit like, okay, where are we going? What are we doing? This movie is particularly interesting because it is a prequel film to a character who has already died in the films. What are we getting out of this? It's not this to me. It's not like Marvel's next phase, right? So that's more like Eternals, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange 2. That's where we're gonna get more of, to me, the next phase. This seems much like Far From Home, a little bit of like a filler movie, not quite your typical, building. And I know they've got to restart. I know they've got to rebuild because they just had this huge culmination event. But I just find it interesting that their next two movies after Endgame, they went with stuff that was familiar to people: Spider-Man and Black Widow. Eternals is a very different thing, and to me, that's going to be the beginning of the next phase. But can Marvel pull it back? Can Marvel bring our interest back in? Again, I know Marvel fans are in. I know if you're a Marvel fan, you're in it. You're watching it. I got that. But my question is this movie going to bring in the regular fans, people like me who watch it and go, I watched the culmination. It was wonderful. What is this about? Okay, and let's see if this trailer turns around. I'm already looking at it. This opening shot is really beautiful, though. So who knows? Maybe they've blown it out of the water with this. My bar is set low, and when that happens, a good trailer can blow my expectations out of the water. So let's see what happens. Here we go.
I used to have nothing. And then I got this job. This family. But nothing lasts forever.
Well, no, but what do you mean?
I heard you had to leave in a hurry.
It's never easy these days.
So what are you going to do?
Okay, Ross is back.
I've lived a lot of lives, but I'm done running from my past.
I know you're out there.
I know you know I'm out here. So we're gonna talk like grown-ups?
Is that what we are?
This is great fight choreography.
It's good to see you too, sis.
What brings you home?
We have unfinished business. We have to go back to where it all started.
Lucky us.
One thing's for sure. It's gonna be a hell of a reunion.
Still fits. Family. Back together again.
You got fat.
CG in that last shot did not look great. Okay. Well, I gotta be honest, it didn't do enough to get me excited. There is some good fight choreography within there. It just feels odd because the stakes, we had such world-ending stakes, and when you build up to something like that, it's hard to get intimate again. And that was part of my problem with Far From Home, is it's hard to get intimate and little again when you've had like this giant world-ending event, right? This movie, I'm already running into some of that same feeling where we've culminated and where do we go from here? Also, when is this film set? Why is she needing to not run away from her past? Is this before Infinity War? Like, is this before they ran into hiding in Civil War? Like, what? I don't know when this film is. Also, and I know he's supposed to be some big character, and I wish I would have looked up the character's name before I started this, but I didn't. And it's played by Harbour there, David Harbour, I think is his name. It looks like Russian Captain America. Is that what they're bringing into this? And I thought he was supposed to be a bad guy. What? He's her dad and they're friends. This is my concern with Marvel moving forward. Is they've given us, and not to me personally, but obviously to the fans at large, film after film after film after film after film that people can fall in love with and enjoy. And they've really, I mean, when you get to Endgame, if you've watched all the films going into it, it is this massive, huge culmination of all of the previous films. And it's such an enjoyable view when you've had all of those films to get there. Now, we're at rebuild mode, and I love Scarlett Johansson. I think Scarlett Johansson is a very talented actress and has been wonderful as Black Widow. But this is the next steps, and I'm sorry, it's feeling a little off to me. And I have concerns because when you have the MCU and your headliners are Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, when your headliners are Iron Man and Captain America, and again, before the Marvel Universe, they weren't anything, but obviously Marvel built them up to be, you know, sad to say as a DC fan, but modern day Superman and Batman. And where does Marvel go from here? You know, how does Marvel rebuild that? They still have Spider-Man, he's fantastic. They still have Black Panther, he's fantastic. They still have Captain Marvel, she's obviously very liked. I don't really like her. I thought her movie was pretty meh, but people love her. It made $1 billion. Obviously, Marvel fans are on board with that collection of characters. But the question then becomes, do they then yearn for those other old characters? Does this movie I don't even know where this movie's going. Is this going to be a franchise? Is there like sequel possibility? I'm sure that there is, but ultimately she dies. Unless they're trying to come back and say she doesn't. But I'm pretty sure she's dead, and this is just some prequel film. So, you know, I'm not super excited. I'm a little concerned for Marvel and where they're heading. And I know that seems kind of weird to say, oh, worried about Marvel, they're going to make $1 billion every time. They are going to make good money. That's what they do. And this is a summer film, and it's the peak of summer, and they're trying to put this out as their headline act. But ultimately, it's fallen a little flat for me, and I'm concerned about where they're going forward. What are your thoughts? Go ahead, comment down below, hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell all the way to the top. That way you don't miss any of my new content. As always, thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.